I finally got my U-turn Orbit turntable, and this is the Orbit Plus, which has the acrylic platter, and at the time I ordered it, it was an Ortofon cartridge. Now they've replaced that with Audio-Technica and Grado cartridges, which kind of makes me wish I'd waited a little bit and maybe upgraded to the Grado, but can't do anything about it now except buy it as an aftermarket part. But anyway, this is just an unboxing. Man, who needs an X-Acto knife when you've got house keys, am I right? Okay then. And we're going to go ahead and put this back down on the floor. First things first is the acrylic platter, which you can see right here. And it also comes with a slip mat. I may be changing this out later. I think I saw somewhere that they make cork slip mats, and I just want to try that. I know vinyl records are black, and so a lot of slip mats are black, but I got the acrylic platter and the blue actual plinth, I guess it is. So I don't really want black and dark colors. I kind of want something a little lighter. So in this bag we've got the setup guide, the RCA audio cables, and the belt, and it looks like a sticker and a coupon for a accessory that should be coming out at some point. If you're interested in setup of the Orbit turntable, U-Turn Audio's YouTube site actually has, if they don't have a complete workup of how to build the turntable and set it up, I mean, they've got tips and tricks for you. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a setup video because those videos exist. But anyway, here are the cables. Standard RCA shielded cables. Not entirely sure how good of quality they are. I assume that they're quality, but we'll just have to wait and see. And then the belt drive. The belt goes on the outside of the platter. On my Audio-Technica turntable, it also goes on the outside of the platter, but that's hidden inside the plinth, whereas this is, I believe if you set it up correctly, you should be able to see the belt all the way around the turntable. A cool sticker that I will hopefully be putting somewhere at some point. I would show you the coupon code, but you either already got it or I'm going to cut it out. It is for the Orbit Q arm. They have a device now that picks up the tone arm when it gets to an end of the song, but I believe this is so that you can lift it before the record starts and place it on a certain track. And then the quick setup guide, it feels like one piece of very thick paper, and it is. And it's pretty simple construction, so I wouldn't expect anything other than one simple page. I don't believe there's any measuring that has to be done. I think they build them up in-house and set it up and measure it and do all the adjustments, and then they tear it down and ship it, so that when you get it, all you have to do is put it together. I shouldn't hopefully need any balancing thingamajigs that other audiophiles probably have as mainstays. This box says components enclosed. On one side that is not true, on the other side it is. this is the power adapter. And it's a pretty big brick. I mean, I understand electrical components need certain voltages and all of that, but I'm really looking forward to the day, if it ever comes, that we don't need these kind of big brick outlets anymore. I think I'd rather have like a brick here and then a regular outlet than it kind of all encompassed in one. It makes it really hard with surge protectors and things like that, which may not be the most efficient way of powering things, but it's certainly the easiest and pretty cheap. Yeah, I don't think any of you guys will find any of the specs on this interesting until you lose it and need a replacement. Dust cover, which is just a very simple, clear plastic cover. I'm not sure if it has... Yeah, there's places for hinges on it, so it should hinge up and down on the turntable. I'm putting this in a cabinet, so I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it on or not. It's probably best practice to keep it on, but I don't know. I'll see when I'm putting it in there. And here is the turntable itself. So like I said, I got the blue with acrylic platter, which I thought was going to be the unique choice. It turns out, I think, to be one of the more popular choices. The other colors were green, and I'm not sure if you could get a black pro or not, but you could definitely get the standard Orbit in black. Remember that thing I said about not needing knives when you have house keys? I kind of wish I had a knife now. And just in case you don't know anything specifically about this turntable, it was a Kickstarter project founded by a group of American, if they weren't engineering students, engineers, and the whole point was to make a very simple looking, simple operating turntable. And from what I'm looking at right now, they definitely seem to have succeeded. You know, I'm going to take the camera off the stand so you can get a closer look at this. So here is the on-off button with the U-Turn Audio logo on it. This is the main spindle, I guess it would be. This is for 33 and a third RPM and 45 RPM, no 78 RPM, which the only 78 record I have is Good Vibrations by the Beach Boys, so I understand why no one puts 78 on record players anymore. And then this is the tone arm, which I believe they said was specifically designed and manufactured by them. Not sure about that. And then here is the Ortophon stylus. I believe that's the correct word for it. If you notice, I'm not exactly used to mid-level to high-end turntables because I'm new to this. You can hate in the comments however much you want. And then this is a OM5E. And you can see that the attachment of the stylus to the tone arm is actually really simple. It's just 2 screws on the top and then some wires in the back, which I believe just kind of pull out. And so if you ever want to replace the stylus for one of the Grados or one of the Audio Technicas or anything else, I'm sure that would be easy. You would just have to recalibrate and remeasure everything, and that would require They're not specialist tools, but it would require special tools for sure. Okay, so I just got the Orbit Plus set up. You can see the cool acrylic platter right there, and you can see the belt driven all the way back to that spindle. The top spindle is for 33 1/3, the bottom is for 45. And I've got a import of Led Zeppelin's Physical Graffiti on there, so that it's not just a plain Jane black vinyl record. Haven't undone the zip tie to free the tone arm, and I haven't gotten the stylus protector off the Otifon yet, but I haven't put it into my cabinet yet, so all good things come in time. The assembly, if it took anything, it took maybe 10 minutes, and that was because I was fumbling around with the belt the whole time. Everything else just kind of slides right on. So I've turned it around so that you can see where the component cables plug in. And so far I haven't found a place for a ground, so it seems a little weird for there not to be a ground, but I don't think there is on this turntable. I may consult with some websites and see if that is or isn't true. And then this is the power plug-in to power the motor, which actually spins that, which spins the belt, which spins the platter. When I was doing some test spins, I had a little bit of a squeak, and then I would notice that sometimes the spindle was spinning, sometimes the spindle wasn't, so grip may be an issue. You may be asking why the mounting for the dust cover is missing, and it's because they're these cheap little plastic hinges. And I mean, even if this could fit in with the dust cover into my media cabinet, I'm not sure if I'd ever use it, because with plastic things like this, all I've ever done is break them. So I just went ahead and saved myself some heartache and unscrewed those and then screwed them back into the back of the plinth here. But that was set up. Like I said, if it took anything, it took 10 minutes, maybe even less. And that is the Orbit Plus with the Otifon, I can't believe I keep forgetting this, OM5E, I believe.